Hi, my lovely friends, it's Marta here. I still have my punches on the desk, so I thought let's create another card. Before I will start, I just want to quickly show you the card I've created during the live class on Justin Hoover YouTube channel. And tomorrow I'm gonna have live classes where we're gonna be talking, and I will show you the way how you can package your luxurious card. So I think it will be quite interesting. The link is in the description area. I am starting from taking a piece of design paper, and you can work on any papers you have. And this is 6 by 6 inches. I was checking with my ruler because I want to kind of create aperture, what size it will be looking good, and I thought the 4 by 4 inch square opening will be nice. So here I am cutting myself 4 strips which are 4 by 2 inches. Now I am placing each one of them in this border punch, and always start from the same point. Like I am starting from the left side, and I'm making sure each one of them I am starting punching in the same spot. If you don't have punches, what you can do, you can use decorative border die, or if you have this like a decorative scissors, you know, there's are different style of the craft scissors which are having like scallop edge, things like that. This will be working well too. Here I am double checking if the 4 inch size opening will be right, and now I am gonna place my paper on a trimmer, and you can see here it's 6 inches. I am moving it 1 inch to 5 inches, and here there is little side ruler, so I am moving my blade only between first and fifth inch. And just in case anyone would wondering, this is a Sizzix trimmer. I do have this review video on that one as well. It's somewhere on my channel if you would like to see a little close-up look on this tool. However, if you don't have trimmer like that, what you can do, you can turn your paper upside down, mark yourself like a 1 inch away frame with the pencil, and either use your scissor or X-Acto knife and cut it out. It's super simple, doesn't really require any die cutting machine. Now, here is one thing I like to add to my card. Sometimes when I'm too busy, I don't have enough time, or I just don't want to fuss with the embossing powder, I have this gold marker, and I'm just adding it along the edges. This is pretty much similar effect. It's not gonna give you the same texture as the embossing folder, I'm sorry, as the embossing powder, the gold embossing powder, but still this is something which very easily taking your cards to a next level. You could of course create this like a shadow piece with the gold paper as well, like cut slightly bigger square with slightly smaller aperture as well, and that will give you this shadow effect with beautiful mirror paper. But if you don't want to put too many layers, or you don't have enough time, this is super quick solution. Just look on the how beautifully this golden marker is just shining and making everything looks better. Once my frame is decorated with this gold accent, I'm gonna be adhering my decorative strips from underneath. Now I trim them slightly because my frame is 1 inch, and I just double check if the gold marker is dry, because last thing you want to do, you just have this freshly put layer of the golden marker and you will just smear it. So always double check with your finger if you've still got gold impression or not. And here you can see I am adding the liquid adhesive, and I'm just placing this one by one. Now, one thing I forgot to mention at the beginning, my friends, this video I will be also saving up my glue gun. Unfortunately, I left my glue gun working overnight, and the glue which was inside got kind of like a burn, so my hot glue gun stopped working. I'll show you that in a minute. what I did, but sometimes this is a thing. I even bought the hot glue gun with the light on it, so I could make sure I am putting it off over the night, but I still left it. So don't panic if this is happening to you. There is simple way you can fix it, and I'll just show you. Now, here I adhere all my strips, and now you can see I've got this beautiful frame, which I'm gonna be putting on top of this square which we cut out. So here I am kind of puzzling back. It's not a necessary step, but I like when the layers are in the same direction. So this will give you this like continuation of the pattern result. And especially if you've got this like a paper with like a large floral design or some butterfly or something else, this is such a nice effect when the frame is continuation pattern with this piece you have on the inside. I'm gonna be creating my own card base because I don't have any 6 by 6 inch card base, and if I'll make one from A4 size paper, that will be 5 3/4 size. So I need to make it from 2 pieces of the paper, and for that I am making first one 6 by 7.5 inch, and I score it at 6 inch size for a square, and I am creating a flap. And one thing I like to add on my flaps whenever I'm doing the card bases like that, I always try to add this additional decorative strip on the back. I think this is such a nice element, and especially for the card like this one, when we have this same pattern which will be like on the back as well as on the front, the same punch use with the same decorative ornament. I think this is given such a nice effect, and it just makes card a little bit better in my opinion. Now here I cut another square which is 6 by 6 inches, and I will just glue these two together. I am adding my liquid adhesive right up till this creasing line, and I'm just slightly bending it with my fingers, and then I am making sure I have this glue properly smeared up till the scoring line, so there will be no gaps. Once I'm happy, I am adding another piece of the card, and before I will press firmly, I am making sure that the top corners are meeting. So that way my card is nice and it's looking professional and straight. So here you can see this decorative edge, and now I can start assembling my card. Because we have this like a strips of the punched pieces, like this white elements, I cannot puzzle like one inside of another one. I just have to do it other way around. So I am securing the frame. I'm just double checking if my image is puzzling like proper way, and then I am adding liquid adhesive to the square, and I will be just tackling in from the inside. So just very gently place it on your paper, and then just kind of use your thumb to move the paper around until you're happy and you don't see the white paper from the card sticking underneath your frame. Once you're happy, you can release the tape, and now I'm gonna be backing this top frame with the foam tape. And this is the moment when I realized that my hot glue gun stopped working. I have this tape. This is just like a tape I'm buying in a hardware store, but I always like to secure it either with liquid or with the hot glue gun. And I was pressing firmly on my hot glue gun, and I was like, this is not working. Like, what am I doing here? And then I just realized that it's like all burn glue inside. So I'm gonna be fixing it in a second. But here I'm just gonna use the liquid adhesive instead of the hot glue, because it doesn't really matter whether you put like a hot glue or a liquid glue. Any type of the adhesive like that will work. And this is why I'm recommending you to always give additional layer of adhesive, even though you have this like a adhesive on a tape. But all tapes, they tend to dry out. You may not notice it within a week, month, or even like a 6 months, but after some time, and this is pretty much all the foam tape, all the like glue tapes, they are start drying till the point that everything is start getting loose. And last thing you want to do, you're creating a beautiful card, you give it to someone, and after like a year or so, if they will decide to keep it, it's just start falling apart. So always remember that. Now here is the fixing part. Because we have a lot of like burned glue inside, sometimes it's very hard to squeeze it out. So what I like to do, and I left this hot glue gun too many times, that I already have this technique in place. You take a little piece of the wire, you kind of help it to move around, and then you press. This way it will help you to release the burned glue. So you don't have to throw away your hot glue gun, you just have to release this everything what is burned out inside. Now, I firstly took this very gentle florist wire and it wasn't working properly, so I grabbed another one which is slightly like thicker and more stiff, and then I was just moving a little bit here and there in the nozzle, and I just help release all this burnt glue. You can see here it's all brown. It's not as bad, but I had it even worse. But as you can see, the glue gun is working back. So don't panic if it ever happened to you. You just have to clear it out. And sometimes you can use like the whole glue stick to get rid of the burned glue, but it's still better than buying a new glue gun. Here I'm gonna be taking off this release strips from the frame, and then I will add the hot glue and I will place it on top of my card. And as you can see, my hot glue gun, it's been working perfectly, and I have it for years. I don't even know how long I have it, but it's been with me every day, and too many times I just left it working and it was just like turn on over a night and it's still working fine. So one thing I just want to say, make sure you are very careful, because you don't want to burn yourself. So here I have couple additional elements, and one important thing I would like to say, few friends who were downloading the papers which I've designed for the Cardmaking Stash Summit mentioned that you have Cricut machines, and you would prefer all the ephemera pieces to come with the PNG file. I will be making a little additional amendment, and I will provide you with the PNG file as well, so you could actually use that one. I will send it everything in a newsletter, so if you sign up to my Buy Me a Coffee newsletter, you should get notification shortly with the file, like the PNG file, and there'll be some other information as well, like newsletter thing. Here I have this sentiment, and this was the part of the digital collection which I believe I was creating for like 10,000 subscription when I was celebrating that. And it has this whole A4 size page with different happy birthday and different occasion sentiment to print out, and I thought this is gonna be a nice occasion to create the happy birthday card. So I am working on kind of deciding how would I like my composition, and I'm just gonna be trimming this sentiment slightly so it will be a little bit thinner. And to give it this cohesive look, I'm gonna add additional layer of this gold marker to both sides, to both edges of this sentiment. I think this is such a little details, but all this little extra steps, this is what actually gives your card this very luxurious look. So here I am just squeezing it, and this is just like a stencil mat, or that could be a piece of the acetate. You just need to have something underneath you know, just to catch this gold marker, because if it hit on your desk, that will be ruined. It's so hard to take them off. So this is why I'm using this mat, so I could just keep, you know, adding this marker on top, and don't worry about it. Here I am adding hot glue to both ends of my sentiment, and I am kind of tackling it to the sides of this aperture, and I already love this card. It's such a lovely, cute design, and the card doesn't really take much like a dimension. It's fairly flat, so it will be ideal for postage. In this ephemera pieces, among those ephemera pieces, there was a couple of the presents, and I thought this will be a great addition for the birthday card. But of course, you can use whatever elements you have. If you don't have this collection, or you don't print your digital papers, you can stamp and cut a couple like extra flowers, or maybe some, like if you're creating the children card, you could put some like critters, things like that. There's so many things you can do. If you put this like all brown, or maybe like a navy color, that could be a lovely masculine type card. So this is just a idea of what you can do, and this you can decide however you want to dress your card. What would you like to put on there? You can actually adjust it to any occasion. I am finishing off this card with some additional like floral elements, as well as some butterfly. And last but not least, because we have some golden markers, I've decided to add a couple of the golden pearls onto inside of each of this butterfly body. The whole craft session was around 45 minutes. However, the 15 minutes of that I actually use on cleaning up my hot glue gun. So this card I actually create in around 30 minutes. I hope you enjoyed my today's inspiration, and if you did, please don't forget to click a like, click a share button as well, send it to your friends or post it on the Facebook, and of course let me know where are you watching from. I will be coming back tomorrow with the live class, and I think this is quite interesting topic that could be interesting for many of you. I hope you will join me. Stay blessed, my friends, happy crafting, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.